Welcome to Talk Around Riyadh, the Wheel of Time showcast. I am your host, Joe Perry, here with my co-hosts, Jen Isgro, Tom Kokoza, and special co-host, Brendan Johnston. Jen, I'll start with you. How you feeling? How's it going?
I'm good, Joe. We're 3/4 of the way through season 3. I'm feeling good. I'm hyped up. And I'm excited to talk about it.
How you doing, Tom?
Doing well. Jen just
good energy, right?
That, like, it was a little bit Jesse Spano, like, I'm ready to perform energy.
She's so excited.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it was like it's good. I'm really good. I'm ready to go.
I just need my pills.
I'm doing well, Joe.
Do you need your pills too, Tom?
I already took them.
Oh, good.
I've been crushing ants all week.
I did drink coffee, so that's like the caffeine pills in liquid form.
Smashing ants all week.
What I think what everyone wants to know, Tom, is have you opened your pound cake yet?
I have not.
Oh.
Not yet. Sorry.
Disappointing. Brendan, how you doing?
I'm good, Joe. I'm here. I'm coming to you live from the library instead of the study. Next week I'll be in the billiard room.
Was someone murdered with a wrench in there?
It's tough to say.
Okay.
We've got to go through another couple of rooms, look at a few more cards. Some pretty shitty detectives because like there's the revolver and the rope, and the rest of them are bludgeoning weapons, and you can't figure it out. It's just
you would think. Well, maybe
there's a knife. There's a knife too.
There is a knife. Yeah.
Could make a knife look like a spear look like a sword, so maybe you can make a knife look like a bullet hole, work at it.
Work at it. Just spin it around in there.
Yeah, just make it a circle.
Just like really fast.
If it's a clean, small circle, you wouldn't know.
I don't think bullets leave clean small circles. Well, small circles, depending on the bullet.
Well, in the front they do.
Clear.
In the back, it's just a mess.
I guess it depends
don't turn
what
the
you're
person
shooting
over.
at. Well, it could
That's
get
why in the
stuck
movies,
in there.
It always looks it's fine. Everything's great. And then they move and there's just like a ton of blood coming out the back. And it's like, oh, no, oh my God, they're not fine. Everything's out. Anyway.
Yeah.
Everything's out. All right.
I want to remind everyone that we didn't say any spoilery things just in the last 5 minutes. Just in case you were wondering. No, the first part of this episode will be spoiler free, as we do with our show episodes. And then Brendan will depart and we will talk some spoilers. So everyone is free to listen to this one without fear. Jen, do you want to take us in? Give us the recap?
I do. Here we go. Episode 306, The Shadow in the Night. Was written by Rami Park and directed by Marta Cunningham. We got it. We don't have to do it out loud. We cold open in Tanchico 95 years ago as young Liandrin sits in a filthy cellar with a newly born Liandrin. She weaves what I can only describe as 2 bullets to the skulls of the men who come to take the baby away from her and wanders outside to the streets for help, but finds none from the drunken Tanchicans. New band name. Just when all hope seems lost, a lovely, well-put-together man offers her his hand. Oh, it's a Shamael. That last scene seems to have ended in Teleron Riyadh as this next one opens, with a present-day Liandrin on the Armerlin seat. Lanfear appears and accuses her of working for Ravin. Liandrin says she's loyal to Lanfear, who wants her to figure out which of her crew is working for Ravin and get rid of her by tomorrow. Moghedien is still undercover as a servant in Liandrin's house, and she spits in their food before she delivers it. No one deserves this. Liandrin is showing her crew a painting of the Shackled Man, a group of statues of which only one still stands in Tanchico, but it used to be of 2 Aes Sedai with bracelets, with a collared man kneeling in front of them. They have 1 bracelet, but need to complete the set ASAP. Moghedien stops spitting long enough to hear everything. Elaine and Nynaeve are studying up on the blacks and dressing in their Tanchican finest when Matt enters, wearing the deepest of deep V's. Their plan is to head out to the night market, where any scoundrels the blacks might be working with will be hanging out. And thank God, because I was just thinking that this episode had too much sun. In the waste, Bear and Melaine tell Egwene that her only chance of besting Lanfear would be in Egwene's own dream. Speaking of Lanfear, she meets Moraine in her dream and wants to know what she saw in the rings that has made her afraid. Moraine is supposed to be keeping Egwene from Rand, but it seems like Lanfear handled that on her own. She's sending a little surprise and tells Moraine to let Rand handle it. Aviendha shows Rand how the Aiel grow food in the desert. Rand takes this time to bond more with Alcera, the beautiful, perfect, innocent, red-headed angel with her whole life ahead of her.
Fucked up.
He accidentally dishonors her by picking up her training spear, but handles himself pretty well with some Ji'ito knowledge, and Aviendha is slightly impressed. In the Two Rivers, Perrin is returning to the inn with his stab wound. He needs healing, but Alana is in no position to be healing anyone, as she's upstairs suffering from her own 6 or 7 arrow holes. Perrin is upset that he couldn't save Natty as well, but Faile gives him a little advice about focusing on the living. Tough and wise, this girl is killing it. A little whistle comes over a hill, and someone needs to teach Pat and Faine a new song. Anyway, he and a few friends, and just 2 Trollocs, no biggie, stand overlooking the 2 rivers. I don't think he's going to make his quota in sales here this year. In the Tanchico night market, Elaine is flirting with some guy and immediately takes off her veil, like, maybe stay undercover, daughter heir. Matt's talking to some guys looking for the collar or bracelet when he hears a familiar voice singing about the Horn of Valir and heads through the crowd to find Tom Merrilin, who immediately wants nothing to do with the guy who left him to die at the hands of a Fade. Before he can walk away, Matt has pickpocketed him, and Tom is so proud that he agrees to go for a drink. In a tavern, Min is trying to wipe the resting bitch face off Nynaeve and get her drunk. Min has a vision of a man who's walking past and stops him to let him know that the beautiful woman he just met, who we know is Jean Cade, will be his wife someday. That's a lie, of course. She kills him. But they did find out which house the Blacks are staying in, the old Lunault estate. Liandrin tells Naomi that her work on the child bride was great, but wonders if she could be a little more precise about it. Naomi says no, only the Forsaken have that power now. Well, at least one is not using it right now, as Moghedien is doing all kinds of weird shit around the house, like ripping up their clothing and pre-chewing their dinner before spitting it back onto the plates. I watched that scene twice for all of you, and I will never watch it again.
So good.
Ugh. Egwene is working on pushing the wise ones out of her own dream, and she does it. No, she doesn't. That was Lanfear pulling them out, and she straps Egwene on a wheel of her own, wearing her Damane outfit. She taunts Egwene and says Rand knows everything, including that Lanfear's been torturing her. The pin falls and wakes Egwene before she can get too strangled. Bear tells Egwene that she has to believe in her own power in her dreams. Rand sees Moraine anxiously fiddling with the Sarkarnan. He asks her what she saw in the rings, specifically what happens to him, and she says she saw pretty much everything happen. Moraine asks how he handles so much of the power, and he tells her not to submit, although that's how she's been taught. Rand has to constantly fight against it to avoid being swept away. Faile and Perrin sit by a romantic fire, while Faile tells the story of her dark friend mother who murdered her own son. Faile had to leave her home, Saldea, to get away from her, and feels responsible for her brother's death, so Perrin finally tells someone about how he killed Layla. Faile tells him she died fighting and he should let her go. Dane is getting drunk by Natty's charred corpse. Is anyone going to take that thing down? He hears the reinforcements showing up, but Pat and Faine and crew are dressed in White Cloak gear now and are considerably bloodier than when we last saw them. Faine says it was just some Trollocs, no big deal, but can he help these guys with their Two Rivers problem? Even Valda is unsure. Back to Tanchico, where Matt has given Tom a recap of seasons 1 and 2. Tom is still not interested until Matt name drops Liandrin. Tom seems to know her, and also Elaine. Did you know he was an Andorran court bard once upon a time? Unfortunately, he's not the only one who has recognized her. But before things can escalate, Tom says Elaine is his apprentice. Oh, really? How about a song? Elaine and Tom break out into the hills of Tanchico, and only halfway through does she realize she's been singing about boobs. A wasted Min and Nynaeve are overheard talking about Liandrin by an older man, who says anyone his age would remember her, and there's a rumor that her ghost wiped out the Lunault clan. Nynaeve buys him around to hear more, but Black Ajah Ispen happens to be nearby, behind a veil, which works really well as a disguise if you keep it on, Elaine. Liandrin has shielded a sleeping Naomi, who says she's discovered the collar is in the Panarch's palace, and she swears she was going to tell her. Liandrin says she doesn't need help from Naomi's chosen allies because she plans to become one herself. And blam, bullet weave to the skull. Naomi's dead, but Ispen happened to see the whole thing and she doesn't look too happy about it. Alana is close to death as Matt's sisters come up to thank her for saving them. The girls give each other a look and admit they can channel, so Alana gives them an accelerated picture-a-bud lesson and they heal her all up. Perrin tells Faile that he is a wolf brother, and she is cool with it because she's perfect and has 0 flaws. When she tells him how serious she is about finding the horn, he shows her the portrait of Matt blowing it. She's a little annoyed, but he just kisses her. And that's all we get to see before Alana shows up to heal Perrin. I think he's feeling pretty good right now. Nynaeve and Min stumble out to the market where Elaine is on her 88th chorus of the boob song, and the crowd is still loving it. Matt introduces Tom to the girls. Before they can call it a night, Matt's admirer, I swear that's his name, shows up with the other bracelet that he found in his dad's shop. Tom tells them about the shackled man statue. Ispen is waiting around for someone in Tel'aran'rhiod and is interrupted by Moghedien, who figures out she is working with Ravin. She tells Moghedien that Liandrin killed Naomi, who was also working for Ravin, and that Liandrin wants to become Forsaken herself. Also, 2 of the 5 the Dark One's hunting are in Tanchico. Moghedien thanks her for the info by crushing her skull face first. Elaine and Nynaeve return to their room and are immediately compelled by Moghedien. They turn into giggly, obedient girls who tell Moghedien everything, including that Nynaeve is blocked because she's afraid of her own power, and that they found the second bracelet. They give it over to her for safekeeping, but not before Nynaeve almost breaks through the compulsion. Moghedien tells Elaine that Ravin wants her dead, and she leaves a slice down the side of Nynaeve's cheek before she goes, and the girls are left with headaches, confusion, and a missing bracelet. Egwene confronts Rand about Lanfear, and they finally say everything to each other that they've been holding back, and any chance of a romantic relationship for them is over. Rand tells Egwene there is so much she doesn't understand, but he didn't understand that Lanfear has been torturing her, and that fact is a bridge too far for him. Before he can deal with it, here comes Samael and his power hammer, along with Samael, who I assume are Shido. Also, hey, Avienda leveled up, and she channels some flaming spears and goes to town. Rand brings the building down on top of Samael, but Alcera was upstairs. Rand finds her body, but she's been crushed, and no matter how much he may want to, and how much of the power he uses, he can't save her. Moraine touches his shoulder and brings him back from the brink. Samael is curled up unconscious by a rock. Thank God he's okay. Outside the 2 rivers, Faile, Bane, and Shiad are scouting by the Waygate and see hundreds of Trollocs pouring out. Looks like war is coming, and we'll see it next week.
Thank you, Jen.
Well done.
Welcome.
There's so much to unfold in this episode, I think. There's a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on in this one. And it didn't feel like there was too much going on, though. So I kind of like the pacing of it just in general. I think they did a good job, throwing in some things in there to kind of, what's it called? Like transition from each of the different storylines. I broke it. I mean, we'll start with the cold open, but when I started taking my notes, I had Liandrin separate than Tanchico, so we're just going to have to probably do it that way because I don't remember on the timeline which happens when. But we'll start with the cold open.
That's fine.
First thing I saw was like, or at least the first thing I thought when I watched the episode was, oh, mystery solved. Eludrin was 95 years old. I feel like we were trying to
I didn't
figure
think he looked that old.
We thought he was like we said like 80, right? 85, I think.
Yeah.
So that means
a very rare concrete time check for this show.
Yeah, right?
Yep. And that makes Liandrin 108 years old, if I did my math correctly, right? Because she's supposed to be 13 when she has him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or she at least was,
right,
yeah. I think she says that in one of the, maybe last season or I can't remember. But so Liandrin's 108 years old. Jen, I'm a little disappointed that you didn't describe Liandrin's killing move as mind bullets.
I know.
Because that's what
bullets.
Mind bullets.
I
That's
thought you were going to say, I left out the fact that she also gave him like 3 stomps to the skull for good.
She really,
the way
I think it was more
really
than
make
3.
sure that he's very, very dead.
That was for her anger, I think. Yeah. Mind bullets. I love that.
Bullets.
Yeah, and she uses them later on, like you said, with Naomi.
Like, why didn't she ever do that before?
When the episode started with the title card Tanchico 95 years ago, my immediate reaction was, I don't want to see
a whole episode
what Liandrin was going through 95 years ago. But then it turned out to be actually pretty satisfying because fuck that guy. Like,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so I'll ask. So this was one of the first. Go ahead, Jen.
Sorry, no. I just love also that like she obviously like just had the baby. I think.
Yeah.
And then she's like so mad at the baby, and within like 10 seconds, she's like, "Oh no, I love you." Like it's like she's like telling him to shut up, and then she's like, "No, I'll kill for you. I love you."
Yeah,
like,
that maternal.
It just like changed that fast. Yeah,
kicked in. Yeah. Right, that shot was the first look image. Remember one of the Tanchico images, and we were like, we saw the
her on the ground.
We saw her, but we didn't. I don't think anyone thought it was Liandrin.
No, we're like
95 years ago.
Who's that bloody person holding a baby?
Yeah. And it turns out I don't even think that's her blood. Is that the blood from her husband who she just stomped?
Oh, I thought it was like from having the baby.
I thought it was from having the baby
both,
too.
Maybe both. I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't look like that those clothes were clean. So
no, but I didn't notice blood on them beforehand. But I mean, I didn't look that closely. So
all right, I don't know then.
But like, okay, was anyone expecting she falls asleep? Right. Right. Was anyone expecting Ishamael to show up here?
No.
When she fell asleep, I did. But like,
I
didn't. Like,
no.
But yeah, I was like, that was Teleron Riyadh because it was like jerky, right? And there was nobody else in the background. When I watched it again, I was like, oh, it's just them. Like,
yeah.
Well, I guess that's like that's like why she swore her dark oaths because he helped her.
Oh yeah,
that was like the reason. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he, conned her pretty good. I mean, she's very vulnerable at the point, so, I mean, I think she was probably easily manipulated at that point, and you've got, one of the best manipulators.
He has like alarm set for like this little girl could challenge, just murder 2 people. Just like
blue chip stop. Blue chip
goes
stop.
off and he just like shoots over there. Like
he's got spies all over the place, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty quick because I assume that was the first time she channeled, but who knows?
Yeah, I thought it was too.
But I like that, right?
Well, I don't.
Go ahead.
I mean, she seemed pretty she seemed pretty confident in doing it. Like, it didn't seem like she was surprised at all that she just used mind bullets.
That's true.
True.
It seemed like a move that she maybe already like.
I feel like she would have did it already if she could have. I don't know.
Well,
no, it's true. Yeah.
Like she just screamed and it happened, and then she was like, "Oh, cool! I'm going to do that again." I don't know.
I just killed that guy just because he was here. You're the person who's going to actually get killed.
Yeah, I mean, I did get the sense after she killed the first guy that she was a little surprised, but I think they didn't really sit on her face. It was more of the shock on the guy who's dead and the husband. So, but there was a pause and a delay. I mean, I don't know if that was just for dramatic effect, but
it's okay.
Anything else in the cold open? Anyone want to comment on? I mean, we kind of know this is Liandrin's origin story, I guess. So, more.
I thought the cold open did a good job of doing something that the cold open should do, and set the tone for the episode in the sense that it was way too fucking dark.
Again,
in terms of how much light there was, not in terms of the subject matter, which was also very dark. But I more meant the actual appearance of the shots.
I agree with you once again. Dark.
Yeah,
episode.
I think you heard how shitty Tanchico could be, right? And how bad is this town? You could be a child covered in blood holding a baby, begging for help, and people are like, "Get lost, toots."
You got what you deserve, right? Or somebody said something like that.
So it's like,
quit begging, or
yes,
beg over here.
Right.
Yeah. That sets the tone for what to expect in Tanchico.
Yeah.
It's a little misleading. They seem like a happy, jovial bunch when they're drunk and people are singing.
Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. So, what do we want to start with? There's so much meat in this episode. I feel like we could take any storyline. There's no one. I mean, I guess we'll save the Ajah waste for last, even though technically the Two Rivers is the end, but it's a very short clip.
It's like a blink. Yeah.
Let's start with the Two Rivers then.
Okay.
All right.
Let's get this out of the way.
What's wrong with you?
It's in the way of the episode.
What?
Why is it in the way?
I think that's how Brendan feels.
I know.
So we got the aftermath of the Cawthon rescue. Perrin and Alana are not doing well. Faile gives him some advice because he's a little upset that Natty's dead. She says, take care of the living or weep for the dead. You can't do both. I say, why not? Why can't you do both? But whatever. A piece of information from her father.
Interesting.
Yeah. We're going to learn a little bit more about them a little bit later. Jen, there's that scene you talked about with Fain standing on the ridge with a couple of Trollocs, a few, I guess, dark friends. For a second, I thought that woman was a maiden, and then I realized that this thing coming out of her back was the Trolloc's pike.
So she looked cool, but especially in the other when we see them again, something's wrong with the people. I feel like don't look like there's no expression on any of their faces.
Are they evil? Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Well, they're definitely evil.
But they're not.
Yeah, I meant is it like they're just evil and that's how they're looking for the show?
No,
like
I don't think so.
You think they look like dead?
I don't remember noticing it the first time, but there was not very many of them. It was just that girl who looked cool, and I rewound
that girl is Raksha Hoost.
to try to figure out who she was.
Is it Raksha Hoost?
That's Raksha Hoost.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's her. Yeah.
Who's Raksha Hoost?
That's her. That's her. That's the actor's name. That's the actor's name. That is Cheyenne in the credits.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh, that's Cheyenne in the credits. Oh, I wonder.
Yes. Here we go.
All right, we'll have to talk about that later.
Captain.
We'll have to talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
That's just my favorite name.
Raksha.
I think Raksha Hoost beats the actor who played season 1. I'm blanking on the actor's name, but the Tinker grandfather.
Oh,
Samra.
Yeah, Narinder Samra. Yeah. Ashraman. That was an Ashraman in the books, I think.
That's an Ashraman name.
Oh, but yeah, she looks like she has an expression on her face, but the rest of them, I didn't see her in the second scene. I'm not sure if she was there or not. She must have been there.
She's a Dark Friend captain. That means she's going to be in
She's a captain of all the Dark Friends.
So I think that just means she's going to be. You're going to see her again.
Yeah, I think she's going undercover as a White Cloak.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I forgot she can't be there.
So I mean, if you want
lady White Cloaks,
no,
that's why she's not. No, I'm saying that's why she wouldn't be. I
think they just hate all women, but especially the ones who could channel.
But especially Bart.
Especially Bart, yes.
So I'm going to just jump because I want to ask this question about this scene, right? So then later on, they show up as the White Cloaks reinforcements, and they're covered in blood. Fain says we ran into some Trollocs. So I just want to make sure everyone is in agreement. They killed the White Cloak reinforcements, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They killed
100%. They weren't wearing those clothes when we saw.
That's the blood all over them.
Yes.
So
and like go ahead, Jen, you first.
No, I almost put this in the recap, but I couldn't figure out how to word it. Like, if I'm standing there, like, I'm going to go stand by Eamon Valda. Like, that's how bad this is. Like, between Pat and Fain and Eamon Valda, I'm like, I'll take my chances over here. Eamon Valda's like, this is confusing me. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere near this side of space right now. Like,
I would love to just watch a whole episode of the White Cloaks and this dynamic that's going to happen with them.
oh my god.
Well,
And then you've got Dane in there as well. So this is a very interesting.
Dane's a mess. He's got no shirt on. He's just wasted.
It starts with Dane in front of the the burned remains of Natty Cawthon, clearly not doing well.
No, and freaking bury the woman, take her down, do something.
No, he's like eat it, right? He's like forcing himself to sit there and stare at it.
Yeah,
just any of the White Cloaks, right? Just any of them.
Well, the questioners want to keep her up. They don't, right? Alvalda's like, this is a trophy, but he gets up, and then you see him next to Valda. You're like, oh my god, he looks terrible. Like he's just filthy. He's been rolling around in the mud and the blood, and then Faye comes up, and his clothes look white in comparison. And I'm like, that's how massacred those White Cloaks got, because their clothes make Dane look clean.
It's like, no, it's no big deal. We're good. Like, right. You have so much blood on you, but you're like totally fine.
No, we're fine. It's just some Trollocs.
Yeah.
Trollocs.
Poor White. Well,
he's right.
White Cloaks.
Trollocs did attack White Cloaks, so he was right about that. He didn't lie about that part.
It's true.
Hey, there you go.
It's true.
From a certain point of view.
But what's his next? So what's he gonna say? Like, do you need help? Like attacking the two rivers and then
because we're gonna do
the
that.
Trollocs or the
no.
I think, how's this gonna? I'm confused as to how he's gonna play this out.
I think that's for next episode. But
I know, but it's like, what's your? I don't know.
He's going to lead the White Cloaks into the two rivers. And then when everyone is centralized, the Trollocs are going to kill everybody.
Okay, maybe. Yeah.
And he's going to do this to the White Cloaks just cause.
Yeah. I think if the White Cloaks are like, yeah, let's kill him. He's like, great, let's kill him. And if they're like, should we kill him? He's like, why don't we go talk to them? Oh, we'll kill you. I think
maybe
either way.
They just are coming this way and the White Cloaks are here. And he was like, oh, well, to get past them, I might as well kill these guys, dress up as them, march through, and then we'll all go together.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's also, I think Padan Fain is pretty well established at this point as to use perhaps a too whimsical term, a bit of a trickster.
Yeah.
So it's entirely likely that they did just happen across these White Cloaks, and he said, what would be fun?
Yeah, right? Anna's just posted a picture of Valda's face in the chat. He's so confused. I love it.
He looks like he just said, "What you talking about, Willis?" Yeah. That's exactly the face he has on.
God.
David Valda, you're my favorite. Oh.
I love this guy.
Gary Coleman. Yeah, my guess. Here's my thought. Fane's going to use the White Cloaks to pincer attack, and the Trollocs to pincer attack Emond's Field or Two Rivers.
He's gonna be like Mrs. Doubtfire. He's running back and forth, changing into the White Cloak uniform, and then he runs back to the Trolloc army in a different outfit.
I don't think the Trollocs care if he wears a White Cloak. I think they're in on this, so he doesn't need to change.
Let it be like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay.
He's going to throw a fruit. He's going to throw an orange at Pierce Brosnan. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
He shows up with the Trolloc by accident to the White Cloaks because he gets confused. Sorry.
Anyway,
and then somehow Padan Fain gets his kids back. It's really not
really.
He gets his.
He feeds him right to the Trollocs.
Then he feeds them to the Trollocs.
Was there a dagger spotted? And anyone look for a dagger on Padan Fain?
No, I didn't look.
All right.
No.
Let's look back at the photo that somebody posted up here.
Yeah, someone said
he's wearing his coat. I don't know.
I think
is it
here? In the first shot,
look in the Rock Shahoost picture. Is that it's sticking out of his belt?
How would he have gotten it back?
Well, Matt.
The last time we saw it, Matt still had it.
It's on. I think it's in his waistband.
I think you would notice it more if he was dressed as a White Cloak in the White Cloak costume, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. No, I see it. It's right there. It's there.
That's a dagger. Is it the dagger?
We'll find out again. I think also next week.
Don't roll your eyes at me. That's what I do. Don't roll your eyes about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's my thing. That's
my thing.
He doesn't have another dagger. That's
what
the
dagger? What do you? All right.
It's circled. Do you see it?
In the front of his pants.
Oh, here. Oh,
look in the chat.
The blade is poking down. You know.
It's like you think that's the hilt of a dagger.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's it. That's how it looks.
That's the dagger. The dagger.
The last time,
doesn't it have like two things on the top going like this? Like two, the hilt is like separating.
The last time it was
it's a little like fishtailed.
It was next to Rand.
Yeah, the last time we saw the dagger, it was tied to a stick in Rand.
No, they took that out though. Remember,
they did take it out.
And
it blinked out of existence and reappeared somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it respawned.
Just like all the other people up top.
Yeah.
Everything just kind of went away.
So we get some poignant scenes between Perrin and Faile. We learn about Faile's background. Her parents were generals in Saldea. And she found out her mother was a dark friend who tried to convert her. But she said, no, I'm out of here.
Before I go.
Yeah. But
let me just give my brother a heads up.
Yeah, and then the mom winds up killing her son, Faile's brother. And Perrin, moved by the story, admits finally to somebody else that he killed his wife. Yeah, they like each other.
Yeah,
they do.
Yep.
She gives him like some similar advice. I didn't go back and watch to find out, but she says something about like, she fought well or whatever. You should be, honor her, don't mourn her because you're dishonoring her. I feel like the Aiel said something like that in season 2, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Something similar.
Okay.
It's like, something very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Does Faile have a flaw?
Yet?
Like
or
that we've seen? I feel like she's like a little too perfect.
The accent.
I mean, whatever. I don't know.
That's not a flaw, Joe. I feel like I like her. She's really cool, but I'm also kind of like, are you the coolest person that ever lived?
She's a little manic assassin dream girl.
Right.
For my liking.
Like, I killed my wife. Don't worry about it.
That's cool.
It's good.
Right.
Let it go. I'm a wolf brother. Cool. Awesome. Love that. Cool. Oh, I'm mad at you. You're going to kiss me to stop? Yes, let's go. This is exactly what I wanted.
You knew where the horn was the whole time and you didn't tell me?
Okay. Now that we've gotten to that, that whole bit, I for a number of reasons, I found the Perrin Faile stuff to be excruciating, but the hornblower stuff she shows in the picture, and it feels like a who's on first bit, only not funny. Like the horn, yes. Your friend found the horn, yes. The horn of Valir, yes. The horn of Valir, and he blew it, yes. The horn I'm looking for,
yes.
The horn of Valir. Oh my God.
I thought the same thing, Brendan. I noticed that too. I was
Jesus.
Like, why are they going back and forth so much?
And also I hope
so her comedy is a little off. That's the flaw we found.
Yes. Yeah.
Her comedy are off.
For the first 2/3 of season 1, the Layla stuff was the worst part of the show by a country mile, and I could go the rest of my life without ever hearing about that character ever again.
Well, you probably will go the rest of probably never going to hear about it.
I really hope this puts a cap on it, because
I think 2 relationships that we are over with on this podcast, for most of us at least, are now officially over on the show.
Well, all right, we'll talk about that other one later. Brendan, I thought the same exact thing when I was watching it. Like, that back and forth conversation about the horn was a little corny and a bit much.
I hear what you're saying. There was one tiny beat in there that I liked. When she's like, he goes, "This is my friend." Like, at one point, he's like, "This is my friend Matt." He blew her, right? He shows a picture, and then she's like, "This guy blew the horn," and he's like, "Matt." Like, he just.
Oh yeah.
That part I thought was good. He's like, "No, I already told you what his name is."
Yeah, Matt.
Like,
also, like, I know this is nitpicky. I know how this sounds. They could have drawn a picture of anybody blowing the horn. That doesn't actually prove jack shit, Perrin.
Right.
Like, somebody drew a picture of. Okay, great.
He's right.
It's a drawing.
Yeah.
It's not a photograph. You don't have those anymore.
She tried.
Yeah.
Brendan,
He would never lie. He would never lie to her.
never apologize for nitpicking on this podcast, okay?
Well, it's
Why we're here.
That's the whole point of the podcast. If we don't have nitpicking, we have nothing.
I like her, but I'm afraid that like everything she does is like too awesome.
So
yeah,
that's a fair criticism.
We can talk. Like, well, okay. So this is not spoilery stuff, but I say like there are parts to her character in that they've kind of that, especially early on in the books, that they're like literally no one likes this, and like other characters, she's been aged up. Like she's very young when you first meet her in the books, and so. Like that takes away a lot of like the flaws, at least to start. And I guess, we'll see if that continues or not.
There's still an opportunity for
her to not be.
Yeah. Up with some of the other stuff that she does.
But no, I mean, she's way different from the books.
So far.
Yeah.
So far.
There's a scene in the trailer or the teaser from this scene, like from one of these scenes where they're making out. Even more so watching the show, and this is not only because I think Danny and Chad has been referencing it multiple times, but Perrin's arms are bigger than her body.
Yeah,
yes, it's stark. Yes, the two of them next to each other.
Yeah, he's so big and she's so slight. And I was like,
he's like a foot. He's almost a foot and a half taller than her.
Yeah, but even sitting down when she's sitting in like on his legs, his arms cover her torso. Like it's like like he flexes and she can hide behind it.
So she's small. That's the flaw. Is that what you're saying?
That's her
Tom?
flaw.
No, it's not a flaw. Small people are great.
Careful.
It's stark.
Small people are great, Jen. Small people are really great.
You weren't saying that.
We were just saying that Faile is flawless. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if anyone has any other comments to what Brendan said, but I kind of agree with you on some of this. Definitely that part about the horn.
And they're just like, they're sitting there reading their backstories to each other, just like swap character sheets, guys. This is just taking forever.
Yeah, I mean, look, I feel like there are a couple of things in last episode and in this episode too, where you're like, well, look, we spent one whole episode on one storyline, and now we have to kind of fit in things that we would put in 3 episodes into 2, right, to get us to where we need to be for the end. So yeah, I think there's a lot of that, but I will say that did not bother me as much as like the twins learned they can channel earlier, or maybe they knew already. I don't know. That's iffy, right? And they can just do complex healing. Like
good. I have a note about this.
That was the one thing that was the one bit. And I have to tell you, spoiler for later, I really, really liked this episode. Really liked it. But that was the one bit where I was like,
yeah.
And you knew it was coming. Like you knew it was coming. That was the only way out of the situation that they were in. Was like, oh, well, these 2 people could channel. They're going to have to figure this out. But like, I was like, really?
I could come.
You channel and then you just do. I don't know. She's like, I mean, feel it.
I kind of agree with you, Tom. That's what I thought at first, but there's plenty of instances explained in the series where, right, this is like the whole Wilder thing where people don't know that they're channeling and they're doing things that they intend to do, channeling and not realizing it. So
I guess so. I mean, it happens in this town a lot. So like, yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with you. It is weird, but I mean, there are like instances of this explained in the books of happening. I kind of like that. It was like a callback to Alana in the beginning of season 2 when she's teaching the novices. Like it was almost like a very similar. Yeah,
it's the same.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
I do like her. As soon as it's done, the first she's like, I told you.
Wait, can I tell you my favorite part of this scene is he's like, Alana, you love being thanked.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
When she's about to die, he's like, no, because they're here to thank you. You love being thanked.
Yeah. That was a great line.
I'm continuing my several episode streak of being right about stuff because I have a note in here about this scene that says, oh, this is going to make everyone mad but me.
No, it didn't. It didn't make me mad. That was what I'm saying.
It did not.
Maybe.
It did not bother me that the magic kids who did magic in the last episode met a magic teacher and learned how to do magic.
It wasn't that.
Brendan, it's more complex than that. Okay. No.
Oh yeah, apparently.
No, it didn't bother me.
Apparently not. That's.
It was something I noticed, but it didn't bother me because of what I said before. So, and like you said, we knew it was coming. We knew this was going to happen. Even last episode, we were like, this is the only way, like you said, Tom, out of the situation, unless another Aes Sedai or somebody shows up.
Another Aes Sedai shows up, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very excited that, and this is for you comic book people out there that Alana and Maxima are just out there. They're going to form X-Force from the same pool of freaks that Moraine recruited the original five.
Yeah,
it's great. I'm very excited.
She's Moraine is Xavier, Charles Xavier.
Yeah, right down to being bad now.
That's it. I wonder who's strong guy.
Perrin, obviously.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, we end up with
X Factor.
We end up with the maidens and Faile, I guess, just going on a scouting mission or whatever, and they go to the Waygate, and we see Trollocs upon Trollocs entering, or I should say exiting the Waygate, entering the Two Rivers.
That's like, they have been doing that this whole time, like going out and trying to find where the Trollocs are. And
yeah.
I guess they found them.
That was another part of the most of the Two Rivers stuff. Or kind of bothered me, but that was like the icing on the cake of it bothering me, because like, oh, we're ending on this, and we'll get to this, but we're ending on this very dramatic scene of the capital H hero of the story having this very emotional moment, and let's cut to 30 seconds of these secondary characters doing a teaser for next week.
Yeah, you're right. It was weird. Brendan, I thought the episode was going to end where we all thought it, I think, was going to end, and then we got this extra scene.
It was this is the hot close. It should have faded to black and then faded back up.
Yes, that might.
It had the feel of a post credits.
Yeah.
Only it wasn't.
Yeah, I would have liked that. Actually, it probably would have landed a little bit better.
Maybe like somebody gave a note that they didn't understand. They needed to see that happening.
Faded Chiad and Chad is very upset that you threw secondary characters out.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
They are secondary characters, though.
If it's any consolation, I almost said tertiary and thought better of it because I knew I'd make someone mad.
That's okay. All right, let's. I guess I'm glad we did this part first. Do you want to head over to Tanchico and Liandrin?
Sure.
I'm like I said, I had done Liandrin separately. I started her separately, so we'll just do her first. Because she doesn't really interact with any of the other, like the good guys in Tanchico.
Stuff going on.
Yeah, she's got, and it starts off with her, I guess, in Teller and Riyadh. Lanfear's there. We find out a little bit of information. Lanfear thinks that Ravine is working with someone in the Black Ajah, which kind of is a recurring thing going on through this episode. And she wants Liandrin to go find who she is and kill her. Spoiler alert. She kills the wrong person, I think. Well,
no, they both were.
She kills the right person.
They both were.
Yeah,
okay.
She said, Espen says that they were both working with Revan.
Okay. And
more of them could be too. I don't know.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, so it winds up being Lanfear thought she knew, but she didn't know. And then we learn that the Black are looking for the Adom, the male Adom, which is a little different than the female one, right? There's two bracelets and a collar, so two women. Yeah.
Didn't we know this already?
Thank you. I thought we already knew this.
They knew this.
Oh, that's right. We did.
You didn't know that it was two.
Lanfear and Naomi knew, and now she's telling everybody else.
They didn't know. No. I think we know because
Lanfear says at the end of the last episode, we're going to call the Dragon Reborn. Liandrin, I'm sorry. We're going to call the Dragon Reborn. She's talking to Naomi and looking at like the papers and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe
I think this is the first time that you know that there's a second a second thing that has to be found.
A second bracelet.
Yeah, this is like a video game quest here. There are 3 parts, or a dungeon, a D&D quest. There's 3 parts to the magical artifact we need to find to put it together, but we have to do it before the bad guys get their hands on it. So,
okay.
I like that. I like that about this episode.
When the actual show starts after the opening, and Liandrin is sitting on the Amaryllis seat, there was a point, I think it was in our season 2, it was either season 2 or the season 2 rewatch, where we were like talking about how Swan had like her full throne with her in Carian.
Yeah.
And how.
Right.
Right. And at one point, I don't remember which one of us it was, speculated, perhaps jokingly, that maybe all the castles have an Amaryllis seat for when she comes to visit. So when the show started, I was like, oh my God.
They do.
We were right. They do. Oh no, this is okay. Never mind.
You thought that was the one in Tanchico?
Exactly. That's 100% what I thought until Liandrin showed up. I was like, oh right, dreams.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. And yeah, Jed, like you said, Moghedien continues to spy on them over at the Lunault place, sorry. And doing all these weird, funny, like she's the clothes, right? She just like,
what is she doing?
She just puts one over her face and starts like making weird faces under it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was for. But I liked it. That's all.
I think it's for the fact that she's buck nutty. Like
the one spit I could handle, but the chewing and
that part was the grossest
part. When she had it in her hands and was mushy, I was like, I can't watch this.
And then put it all back inside the cake thing or whatever that was.
Like this. I was like, I can't. I literally am gonna vomit. That was disgusting.
It was great.
I also thought it was a bit much.
Oh, I liked it.
I think it's intentionally. Like, I think they really are pushing the point home that she's just in every way just awful.
Yeah,
they are, but like maybe a little too much.
The chewing was, and then it was gross.
Let's stop talking about it.
I can't get it out of my head.
What else happened?
Liandrin, right, there's this scene with Liandrin and Naomi, and she's asking her about like the weaves to forget, and asking her if like she can do something more precise, and Naomi's like, well, maybe in the Age of Legends. That
was Liandrin seeing if she had knowledge she shouldn't have, and when she like confidently says like the Forsaken could do it, she's like, that's you. You've met a Forsaken. That's what
I thought that was for us, for our benefit. So when Moghedien does it later, we're like, oh, okay.
I think that's a double-edged sword, but that's why Liandrin's having that conversation.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It's to test her as to whether she's met a Forsaken or not.
I have another thought about that.
Oh, okay.
This is not what I believe. I was going to ask this question, that do you think she was being genuine when she asked that question, because the episode starts off with her, horrific, horrible past, that she was going to try to wipe the memory of her son.
Oh no, I don't think so. I didn't think that.
I think that's. I don't necessarily know that she wants to wipe the memory of her son, but I am certain there's a lot of stuff Liandrin would just as soon not have to remember. So I think she was sincere in the sense that she was asking if it was possible. And maybe that's part of why she wants to become a Forsaken, but I don't think she was like asking Naomi to do it.
No, I don't think she was asking her to do it either.
Oh, okay.
I think you're right. I think she was seeing if it was possible, if she knew how to do it, maybe she could show her or something like that. I don't know.
Maybe. Because I was pretty bummed that she took out Naomi.
Yeah.
Well, they're running out of Black Ajah at this point.
Yeah, there's only 5 of them there?
Yeah. I think there's only 5 at that point.
Yeah, there was 11, like a bunch of them got killed right away. 2 of them got killed later, and 5 of them got away. And now there's 3.
3. Oh yeah.
There's
just
the
Jean,
yellow
Liandrin,
and the yellow with the cats.
Chesmal,
Embry.
and Jean.
Yeah.
Right? I thought
however they pronounce that. Jean Cade. Come on, we don't have to pronounce every...
Jean
Kaida. Yeah, Jean Kaida. All right, that's enough. Jean Cade.
Faile Bashir.
Yes. So Liandrin, right then, like you said, Liandrin gets Naomi to tell her where the collar is. It's in the Panarch's palace, and then she kills her with a mind bullet. Ispan now returns, so we're like, this is the only part kind of where we cross into the other storyline of Tanchico, right? Ispan spotted Nynaeve and Min at the bar. So she comes back to tell Liandrin what she's found. And then we get a scene of Ispan in Teleran Riyadh, right? That's where she is.
Yeah, I just want to say Ispan spots Nynaeve and Min in a bar and then takes her veil off for the audience.
Yes.
That's her who did that. Like,
yes.
I think that like Nynaeve and the plan to go to the night market should not have included getting wasted. Like, we're here to get information. We're looking for a really important artifact, so we should all just get drunk off our asses and yell the name Liandrin as loudly as possible. So everyone around us overhears.
Wait, let's save that for that part,
okay.
All right? Because I don't want to...
Okay.
Let's
not cross the streams.
Let's not cross too much, because this is really where we end up with Liandrin's side of it.
Okay.
Right, so Ispan is in Teleran Riyadh. I'm assuming she's waiting for Ravin.
Yeah.
Then Moghedien shows up, though, gets the information that she wants from them, and then kills her by sticking her fingers into her cheeks. I don't think she channeled. I didn't see her channel.
No, she just crushed her head.
Nope, just crushed her face.
The two of the five that the Dark One's hunting, is that Nynaeve and Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rand, Perrin, Matt, Egwene, and Nynaeve.
So Elaine's not one of them.
No.
It's just weird because she gets that info, then turns around and goes right to Elaine and Nynaeve. So it's like
she goes to Nynaeve and Elaine's there.
Right, I know. Because I figured it was Nynaeve and Matt, but it's just like a weird.
Right. She says like Robin's trying to kill Elaine. Yeah,
why? What a jerk.
I guess
I could pretty much figure out why, but
to pit Moghedien against the White Tower.
And also, I thought it was like, I think it's more or less of like, well, I'm going to take over.
Right. If she's dead and I kill Moghedien, I can figure out a way to take over. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also think I also think it's a twofer.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let's move over then to Tanchico proper with the rest of the gang. I love this. I love this initial scene where Nynaeve's trying on the veil, and they make fun of her, and then Min says, "What, like beads or pearls or whatever is your price?
How much you're worth?
How much? No,
I think Matt tells her, and then Matt's wearing it. Like,
the number of beads. It's the beads.
There's when Matt enters the scene, he knocks on the door and says, "Ladies, you ready?" And then he just walks in.
That's typical TV behavior.
Which is, I guess, but it's also like it's a very, maybe not charming in every context, but it's like a very charming CAD move.
Yeah.
That is kind of the sort of thing Matt should be doing.
I think he was just eager to show off his clothes.
Well, of course, why wouldn't he be?
Those are dope. But yeah, I think Matt is like, finally, a town where I can be myself.
Yes. I feel like I can't think of any specific other examples of it, but I feel like the heroes go to the town where everybody's a villain and end up like on an undercover thing or a spy thing and end up having a legitimate blast. Is like a thing. It's a trope. I can't think of any other specific examples of it, but it was a lot of fun.
Yes, all this Tanchico stuff was this was probably the best part of the episode, the Tanchico storyline. At least in my opinion. They should have just been
like, let's go out, and then tomorrow we'll really celebrate.
Well, I think like,
Nynaeve was not intending to get drunk.
Yeah, Nynaeve and Elaine had a plan, And Matt and Min had a plan, and Matt and Min's plan was like, what if we drink a lot and talk to people?
Yes. Their plan won out, for sure. Brendan, should we just get to it? Let's just go right to it, man. Tom Maryland's back. What were your thoughts? What were your feelings?
Much like Jen and Jesse Spano before me, I was so excited. So excited. Like I heard,
scared.
Like I heard singing in the background, and I was like, I literally gasped. Like, could it be? And it was.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
And true to established form, Tom Maryland enters the story, and it becomes a Tom Maryland adventure. Like he is there for 5 minutes, and immediately has to rescue a princess.
That's true. He does have to rescue a princess.
And like Matt almost literally takes a step back and watches.
Please, the floor is yours.
After you, sir. He's got a man with no name hat. It's fucking great.
It's awesome.
Yes. There's some great parts to this, just like within the first minute or two of their encounter.
He's so mad at him.
Yeah.
Yes. He's like, you're the one who left me.
Yeah.
But didn't he tell him?
He said they told him to run, I think.
He told him to run.
But he didn't think they actually would.
So I was like, wait a second,
you'd
Tom.
come back.
Yeah.
Tom, you
I
told
run
him
outside.
to run.
Yeah.
Run around,
get
around him.
Run and get help.
Yeah. And then there's Matt stealing his purse, which was great. Does it right back to him.
Oh, that. And Matt just like, hey, man, we hung out for a couple of days once a few years ago. I'm going to tell you everything.
Yeah.
I was hoping, but not hoping that there would have been at least one, like when he first says who he is and him not recognizing Matt.
Yeah.
Just like as like.
They never met.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
because it's a different actor.
Like, don't you recognize me?
Yeah,
I'm Matt Kaufman. Yeah.
Just if they haven't done it yet, they're never going to do it.
No, that was their opportunity to do it, and it just had to be like a one line throwaway. But yes, you're right. We've got Nynaeve and Min are at the tavern bonding. Right, Min makes a drink. They talk about she winds up having the vision
of the handsome harbor master.
That's him.
Was that handsome harbor master?
Yeah, he did that to the hype
during the scene, and I was like, handsome harbor master.
Oh, wow.
So, brother, this guy
nowhere near a harbor.
We had found out a number of months ago that this actor was cast, and the name of the character was Handsome Harbor Master, and we theorized that there would also be an ugly harbor master, and like how bad would that guy have felt if he didn't know? Like, I thought it was just
called me. You guys couldn't have just called me harbor master. You had to
you had to like point it out.
Even if he was just harbor master, like you're. Where's the harbor master?
Who are you? I'm handsome harbor master.
Yes, I think that's even more funny.
Oh well, not even outside, not even anywhere.
No, it's just what he is.
Yeah, handsome harbor master.
Whatever.
Well, he's gonna marry Jean, G.A. and Kaide.
That's cold-blooded too.
So
no.
Here's my question about that, and I don't know if this was intentional, but and whatever. Maybe we'll never see this guy again. Maybe Jean won't actually kill him. Maybe whatever. Does Min make that happen?
No, I think she just sees the image of him, I guess, getting killed by Jean, and then she says, "I'm going to twist this to use it to get information out of him about her." Like she knows that they're connected. And obviously they're trying to find Jean, so she's like, "Oh, let me twist it a little bit, the vision, and use it to try to get information out of him."
Yeah, I think she's taking the advice that Elida gave her in an earlier thing. Like, you now know something, and like that gives you power, right? Even if you can't change it, you can use it.
Because I thought it might have been because we didn't actually see the vision. I thought it might have been a thing of like, oh, she knows he saw Jean or knows Jean,
right?
And decides to say this thing about how they're going to be married to get him to be receptive. And this leads to him going back to see her and getting killed.
Well, that could very well happen. You get this kind of like that. That's like a Matrix question.
Yeah.
About like,
it's not her fault. Well, I mean, there could be visions of things.
Well, it hasn't happened yet. So.
But she could have visions about things that are her fault. But that's not because of the vision.
Okay.
Yeah. It just like, she could have a vision of her, I don't know, pushing someone down the stairs. It would be her fault because she pushed him down the stairs, but it's not because of the vision.
I do like she marries Jean, like Jean marries her. No. He kills her.
No.
No.
So
Far worse than that.
they find out from this guy that doesn't he say something like she's at the Lunal
Near the Lunal Manor
house?
Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks she's working at the.
Yeah.
Like
But
preparing
that's
it.
like not enough for them to know that that they're at the Lunal house. They have to hear it from another guy.
Oh, that's now she's around that area, and this guy's like, yeah, the whole family died.
Well, I want to ask about that guy, right? Because I know we're jumping around here. He says
That's fine.
He says anyone my age would when they ask like Liandrin. And what does that mean? Anyone my age would know Liandrin? Like,
well, I guess there's a story about the child bride.
Oh yeah,
that's
Yeah.
Jack Lunal and then disappeared.
but he's not. This guy would have to be over 100 years old to remember that story.
Do you
I don't
think he
think
heard the story when he was a baby?
No, I'd say he'd have to be over 100. He'd have to hear it when he was like 6 or 7.
I got the impression that was like, first of all, he thinks that Liandrin's a ghost. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that he knows
true.
Liandrin. I think this is like a folk tale in the town now.
But then why?
Which
would,
I thought was great.
what would his age have to do with that? Like, why even
Because,
say
like,
anyone my
That's
age?
when it happened.
If it was a folk
Younger people probably don't know about it anymore.
Yeah.
who the fuck? Who cares? Like, why? Do you have to make that
his
distinction?
dad was around. His dad told him.
But I mean, do
About
we
what happened to old
do
Jacques
we need to
Lunal.
get that into it? Couldn't he just said, "Oh
Yes.
yeah, everybody
It
knows who
happened
she
a long
is"?
time ago. I'm
Wait,
old.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
How
That's all.
do we need to get that into it? How long do you perceive that line to have taken, Joe?
No, but why specifically reference his age? Like, you didn't need to do that. I don't know. I was just curious that this was.
Because if
That's
you're like,
reference
I heard about the ghost of Liandrin. Like, that's not something a 20-year-old guy would say. Like, he's just like,
Why not?
like an old man who heard stories.
Why can't a 20-year-old guy talk about the ghost of Liandrin?
Because the 20-year-old guys are too busy trying to bang the daughter heir of Andor outside.
I don't know if they're gonna bang her.
So then,
Well,
something
then-
either
bang her with
or.
a stick over the head, maybe.
but so then that anyone my age would then would be the answer to who would talk about the ghost of Liandrin. Only old
Yeah.
people.
That's
Anyone my age would. Younger people wouldn't. Whatever.
I think you're.
We can
I think
move
you're-
past it.
We're camping caving right now.
I thought I missed something about this. That's why, because I was
No,
like,
I
why would
think
they
you-
mention age? Did I miss something? But no, no pertinence to the story or anything in the conversation. We talked about how Ispan was there already.
So I just
Back to Tom.
on this, right?
Sorry. Yeah.
They come back when they meet up and they say like they say something effectively the entrance painted the manor red.
Yes.
Right, is the line.
Yes.
And the first time I watched the episode, I'm like, she redecorated? And then the second time I'm like, oh no, with blood. Blood. She killed everybody.
Well, the handsome
That's what they
harbor
mean.
master did say they were working on the manor.
That's
so.
why I got tricked.
Just on that subject though, we moved away from Liandrin and the rest of the Black Ajah, but I may have already said this last week. I love that the Black Ajah have maintained their color coding.
Oh yeah, yeah. Loving
Like even Leandrin's like, I'm not going to wear dark red anymore.
Right.
I'm going back to my reds.
Yeah.
Well, the
I'll probably say it again next week.
Well, they got to look like respectable,
Nynaeve
normal
won't
Aes Sedai and
know.
Tanchico because the people
knows
there
who
don't
they
know
are.
that they're black.
I guess that's true.
They're still pretending to be regular Aes Sedai. Good Aes Sedai.
Unleaded.
Yeah.
Good
So-
to get.
So even Tom knows Liandrin. Everybody knows Liandrin and Tanchico, even if you're not from there.
Well, Tom's
I think
a
I know how.
barge.
I think
Tom
Tom
knows
knows Leandrin
stories.
another way.
I do too. I made a note of that here. We can talk about that later.
That's not really a spoiler. We could. It was
Yeah, it's
talked about in the show.
if you're both thinking about the same thing, they like you're talking about like what he mentions in
Season 1.
his nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he mention Liandrin though back then?
No, No, but his
mentioned.
nephew was gentled.
Yeah.
I don't know, by process of elimination, I can.
And there was a steak knife involved somewhere too. I remember this, right?
Well, he killed himself
Specifically
with a steak knife. Yeah. I remember a conversation.
Fantasy Williams Sonoma.
When he said he knew her, I just immediately thought that she was one of the people who gentled his nephew.
Well, yeah, and she was going around on a gentle spree.
Yes, I think that's what they're getting at here.
Gentle spree, just a gentle spree.
I'm going out gentling.
So everybody recognizes Elaine as the daughter heir of Andor, just about.
He's just like, hey,
Tom's got a
here?
good reason for it because apparently he was a court bard in Andor, so he, I guess, has seen her up close. But just random people who look like they probably never left Tanchico know what Elaine looks like or the daughter heir looks like.
Well, when Elaine first meets Egwene in season 2, she just assumes that Egwene knows who she is, and like there is a sense that like famous people, for lack of a better term, people who are like royalty, like you see their pictures, like you know what they look like for whatever reason. Well,
I would like a picture of Elaine somewhere then.
I'm sure you would.
No, not like that.
I'm sure you would.
Oh, here we go.
Disgusting.
You're disgusting, Tom. Tom concocts a story basically to save her because they think she's the daughter heir and want to try to ransom her. He says that she's his apprentice.
I love this scene because like she's like, sing us a song then, and like she does, and they're like, okay. It's just like a cartoon, like, all right, I guess you're not the daughter heir. Like, what? And they just like
the daughter heir couldn't possibly sing.
Right?
Well, I think it's more along the line of like, there's no way the daughter heir. I'll believe the daughter heir of Andor is going undercover in this town for some reason, but she wouldn't sing a song about how her tits could knock a guy down.
I
love Tom's when she realizes she looks at Tom and he's like,
really?
That's what you're singing about.
Yeah.
You said you knew it.
Yeah. Like, you sure you want to sing this?
How long do you think she's known that song and just now she learns what it's about?
I thought she read it in the book on the way
yes,
there.
I assume she read the sheet music.
I don't know how she.
She knew the melody of the whole song.
She read the sheet music, and when she wrote them, she
reads music, Joe.
Oh, okay.
She just followed along with what Tom was playing. She just
follow along.
Yeah. the band in Back to the Future did it.
It's true.
So
he got instructions.
Blues riff and B, which is a pretty standard thing.
Watch me for the changes. And try
to keep up.
And they did.
They did. Anyway,
Jen was in Teleremery for a second for a video.
He looks like he got severed.
Yeah, it was. I thought my take on it was that she's won the crowd now, so there's no way these guys can try and kidnap her because the crowd would turn on them. That's another way I thought of it too. Like even if she was the daughter heir, like we can't kidnap her right now. They'll tear us apart.
I also think that this was the second consecutive episode of Elaine doesn't want to be the queen.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah. Elaine would rather be a magic pirate or a bar singer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
guess they weren't pirates.
I think Elaine
they were pretty piratey.
They were I don't think they robbed people.
No, they were pirate Jace. They were
Yeah.
I don't think that Elaine doesn't want to be queen, right? Because there's that whole scene is it the third episode where she talks with the mother and she kind of stomps her foot down and says, I'm not going back to the home with you, and but she's acknowledges her duty and is saying I'm going to do it and I'm going to do it better because I stay here and learn how to channel. I just think Elaine then she leaves. I just think Elaine likes to experience new things. That's all.
I
like drinking a lot.
I said Elaine doesn't want to be queen, not Elaine knows she doesn't want to be queen.
Oh, I see what you're saying. She's not actively outwardly saying I don't want to be queen, but she's doing things that
right. Okay. And even if like there's a difference between I will be queen and I want to be queen.
That
Right.
too.
Responsibility and desire are two different things, right?
I don't know. I don't get that impression from her that she doesn't want to be queen.
I think the episode before this one expressly says like her secret desire is to not have responsibility other than to be like a boat on the sea, dancing in the wind with the woman that she likes to bang. Like that's not. There's nothing about. She doesn't dream about being a queen. She doesn't dream about protecting Andor or ruling her people.
No one's gonna dream about being a queen when you could dream about Avienda.
Well, okay, fair enough, but
I
still.
mean, she could be a queen with Avienda.
That's true.
Sexy ninjas work everywhere, man.
That's true. But she's on the boat.
Got her on the boat.
Who doesn't want to dream about being on a boat?
It's the implication, Joe.
The implication is there for sure. So we get the great song, The Hills.
Yeah. I like
Tanchico.
when I remember what chorus you said they were up to when the other girls show up.
No, the 88th chorus.
It might be.
Wait, I need to go back to make one point. That why does Matt sees the girl like rubbing her breasts and like looks away? That bothered. I was like, why? Is he
I didn't
turning
notice
away from
that.
it? He was like embarrassed. That to me, I felt like he would enjoy watching.
I think I think he's embarrassed for Elaine. Like I think he knows that song and is like, oh, like she does, like this is where she's at right now. She's about to get it. But what I do like is that later on, after like really seemingly disliking Elaine pretty much the entire time that they've been talking to each other, he's just like, that's my friend.
Yeah,
that's my friend.
Yeah.
No, I like that.
I know her.
I know.
I don't know.
I
I
think
thought
it
that
was-
was out of character for Matt to look away from somebody.
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the town that they're in is apparently entirely populated by criminals, and I think Matt, like, I think there's a chance that Matt, like Tom said, they got to the town and was like, oh, finally a place where I can be me, and then it was too much.
Yeah. Like,
It was a little too much me.
There was a lot of dancing. With
even I can take
breast
myself and only
grabbing. There's the whole dance is
lot
with
of-
breast grabbing.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be like, "Oh, cool, yeah, let's do this."
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just that little moment.
There's
Weird
a
thing.
point there's a point and they're in the 88th chorus when Min and Nynaeve arrive, and it's exactly.
Yeah,
Talking
Min.
about Min.
Well
Min
done.
Yeah,
won.
Min's the best.
Yes.
where like Min, like some drunk Tanchican criminal comes up and starts dancing with Min, and Min like briefly dances back with her.
Yeah.
And it's clear that Min is having a good time, but part of her good time is she is making fun of this woman in her, if only to herself.
Yeah.
yes.
And that was the moment where I was like, okay, I get it. I get it about Min now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really
that's
great.
charming. That's okay.
And then she
I get Min now.
She makes a gesture though, like right at the end of the dancing, and I don't know, was she gesturing? What was she gesturing for or about? Like she kind of turns after she does the little dance and makes like a face and gestures.
I think
I think that's what I was talking about.
yeah, like
She was making
this,
fun of her. The gesture was like, "What? Look
Yes.
at this."
Look at this
This is
degenerate.
Oh, okay. Because it
Get a
looked like
load
she
of
was
this.
gesturing up on the stage, like she was trying to get Elaine off the stage. I don't know. I just didn't know what she was gesturing for.
right. I do like we got like a brief second of Donald also singing that
Yes,
song.
yes.
too.
Yes.
Like he's also got pipes. Let's throw that in there in the background.
Yeah, and then they would cut to each of them, and you could they kind of raise their microphone volume every time. You know,
Yeah.
they went from Elaine to Matt to Tom. That's a fun song.
Just a solo.
The real men.
Yeah. So that we didn't talk. That was like the conversation before that with Matt talking to another criminal. No, I'm not going to say
Matt's
everybody here's a
admirer.
criminal.
That's admirer.
They're all criminals.
Yes.
Wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Where he describes the bracelet that he's looking. Oh no, the necklace, right? That he describes both of them, right? I'm trying to remember now.
Right. He's like,
He
yeah.
describes both.
He's looking for either one. He's like,
Little
no.
taller.
It's for a man, a big, strong
Yes.
man like me.
Yeah.
Like me, yes.
The other guy just starts laughing. Like,
Yeah. But the guy comes back at the end. So I was just thinking about the time that lapsed here, because he talks to that guy. There's the first singing of the hills of Tanchico.
It's a whole night. It's a whole night.
We cut back, and they're still singing the hills of Tanchico, and this guy comes back with it. So, like, how much time has passed? Did he, like, run to wherever he went, came back?
He was talking to that guy earlier.
Yeah.
And then he heard Matt. He heard Tom.
There's a little while between when they talk and when the song starts.
He's also Matt's admirer, so he might have run super fast to see if he could find it.
Oh, is that how he's credited? Is Matt's admirer?
Yeah, he was credited.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, like, why is he wearing the same outfit as Tom wearing?
That's how Tanchicans dress, and Tom is blending in. Tom's hat's better, though.
That's why
Tom's hat is better.
We thought that was Tom, and also Alexander Viome thought that was Tom when he first looked at the picture.
Well, he said he was in the shot, right? That's what
he's like, I thought that was me because of the hat, because they're basically wearing the same hat.
Yeah. And he said he was there, though. And then we're like, oh, okay. And I'm looking at him like, oh, there's Tom. He's right there in the background, cut out of the picture.
Yeah.
Is it because that's how Tanchicans dress, or is it because Tom has been in town for a little while with that hat, and everyone immediately realized how cool it was?
Yeah, it's
and then rushed out and got their own hat.
That's he's a trendsetter.
He turned Tom's admirer, now he's Matt's admirer.
Yes. Yeah. Because he knows Matt is friends with Tom.
Yes.
Well, he's gonna have the hat and like the purple and pink, feathery. Like furry V-neck. Next episode. It's gonna be chilling out.
So they get one of the bracelets, hooray, and immediately get it taken away from them, like in the next scene.
Give it to me for safekeeping.
Okay.
This might be my favorite scene of the episode. When Moghedien visits Elaine and Nynaeve and then uses a compulsion on him, takes the bracelet back immediately after they've got it. We get this whole interaction. I thought it was great. I love this scene.
It's the most I've seen Zoe smile. Like,
yes.
Like, you doesn't smile.
There's a comment about that earlier in the episode.
Right.
You're scowling at everybody.
That's just my face.
That's just my face.
It's just my face.
In like the little post-show thing that they do, I think it comes up after you watch it.
Yeah.
So he talks about the fact that like she had to figure out how Nynaeve laughed because she's pretty sure Nynaeve has never laughed in the show before.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's 100% true. She smiles at least once, but like, and so
that's very funny.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, had to figure out how that would actually sound.
Yeah. I loved hearing that, because it was like something that she realized, oh, wait a second. Nynaeve, I've never laughed before on the show. Like, I have to think about how Nynaeve would laugh. Go ahead, Brendan. I'm sorry.
The scene with Moghedien showing up and taking the bracelet. This is not usually something that bothers me. I know I've said at least twice on this show that if the bad guys were competent, the story would be over. So they can't be. Mm-hmm. But like, Moghedien comes in and has them cold, like has them, gets the thing. And she's like, you're going to forget about me entirely. Except, no, wait, you're going to remember that someone came to the door and had the wrong room. And I'm going to leave you in a different spot in the room. And I'm going to cut one of your faces.
Yes.
But you won't suspect a thing.
I don't.
What the fuck?
I don't think she doesn't want them to suspect a thing. Well, obviously they're going to suspect something because the thing's gone. The bracelet's gone. But I think she's toying with them.
Well, I also think I thought like that was her plan going in. That was like what she was going to do going in. And she was so pissed that Nynaeve would have the temerity to like not exactly give it. Like, she couldn't help herself. She's like, I have to cut a bitch. Yeah. I cannot.
Yeah, okay.
I cannot. Right. She does not have control in any normal sense of the word. This is a person who, I don't know, wears people's underwear as a mask just to mock them or so. I don't know. Right. So like,
we are not here to kink shame. Come on, Tom. No, take it easy.
No, that's shaming. That's just stating. Okay. And like, but yeah, I think that her cutting the way I took it at least was her cutting Nynaeve was like, I cannot help but like want to hurt you.
That makes it better for me.
Did you? Right. There's two things. One, she says clever girls, and
Yes.
it's Jurassic Park, man. It's Jurassic Park. But the way there's the part where like Moghedien looks at, like, Elaine says something, and Moghedien kind of looks at her like, what the fuck is wrong with this one? Like she just gives her a look.
Too well.
No, like she just like when Elaine says something and she's like, this girl's, I don't know. She just gave her a look like, what's wrong with this girl? Like she's really weird or something like that. I don't know. I really liked it.
I don't know.
It was such a look of disdain. I think it was when Nynaeve went to get the what's it called? The bracelet. We hear about the gray men too. So both gray men were for Elaine? That's what she says, right?
Yeah. Good thing Elaine was up with Avienda at the time, right?
Yeah, I mean Nynaeve, I guess, was just in the way.
She's the first person.
Girl he saw.
First girl the guy saw.
I guess they must have gray vision.
Maybe they're really good at killing the person they're supposed to kill and really bad at killing anybody else, which is why they just repeatedly stab non-fatal wounds at the. Like the guy kills what's her face? Joya immediately.
Yeah.
Yes, Joya's tied up. But like I'm just gonna cut her throat, kill her, and then I'm gonna stab you 1,000,000 times.
11 times. 11 times, so.
11 times.
She's like, the two gray men didn't kill you, and now that I know what Robin wants you dead, I'm not gonna try to kill you anymore. Because I don't want him to get what he wants.
Because I like it when he fails.
Yeah.
I think is what she said.
Why did Moghedien want to kill Elaine though?
I think it was Robin and Moghedien were working together as far as that goes.
Okay.
And now he's like, but like, I think it's more fun to not have him.
Well, now she heard the conversation the other Forsaken had. Remember, she was hiding, and they were kind of they were dissing her.
Yeah, but Robin was with her.
That's right. Afterwards, that's right. He was talking to her afterwards.
So I'm gonna throw this in there too.
She's just more crazy then,
right? What you call it? There's the scene in the beginning in Tel Ramriad with Liandrin and Lanfear. There's somebody else hiding in that room.
Is there?
Oh, is there?
You see somebody?
You see the shadow of somebody. There's a shot of like a wide shot of
why didn't you bring this up before when we were talking about this?
Because I didn't see it, but Anas put it in chat.
Oh,
and I saw it afterwards. We were already done. But I assume Moghedien now knows that the Black Ajah, or at least Lanfear, is working with Liandrin, and is like, I need my own people who are gonna find the collar here in this town. So I'm gonna leave these two people who've already found one piece to see if they can get it before Liandrin does. Yeah. I do think it's a little bit of like, I'm gonna let these people do work for me, and then I'll just kill them later.
Interesting shot here. I'll have to dissect that a little bit later on. Yeah, I did not notice that at all. So that's pretty damn cool.
No.
I think I noticed it when it was live, and I just assumed that in every scene in Telerangon that Moghedien's just there. She's just there.
She's just there. She was in the scene with Elaine and Egwene and Lanfear.
She was like hiding under the rock underneath Rand and Lanfear. She was just underneath that rock, like looking up.
That's amazing.
Just rolling around in the mud. Being weird. Putting
the mud in the food back at the Lunault house.
Talking about it.
Yeah. All right. Any other Tanchico parts that you want to talk about? The other thing we didn't mention, we got another thing about Nynaeve's block, right? This is 2 episodes in a row now that we've gotten a discussion about her block and why she can't channel.
They didn't do it, but for a little while, I thought they were going to establish that Nynaeve has to be drunk to channel.
Brendan? Oh. I thought so for a second too.
Which would have been kind of awful, but also kind of amazing.
She becomes like Drunken Master.
Yes, exactly like Drunken Master.
Yeah.
I also say when they landed in Tanchico, and this could just be set dressing, but I'm thinking that it's not. When they landed in Tanchico last episode, there were fireworks going off in the sky. When they were walking around the night market, there were fireworks like
there's
like a firework wheel, and I feel like for whatever reason, like fireworks are like that's 2 episodes in a row that they're showing that. And I think that something's gonna come out of that.
Okay.
Somebody
She's gonna
says
get
something
drunk
about an illuminator.
and shoot off fireworks. Yeah. The guy was an illuminator that was harassing Elaine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He called himself an illuminator.
Yeah. Shall we jump over to the Aiel Waste to finish it off?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm in a good mood, so why don't we?
Yeah, let's go. This is a really upbeat, uplifting part of the story here. Right, Egwene's with the Wise One. She wants to learn how to defeat Lanfear in Teleran Riyadh. You know, I think Bayer says, like, you know, in your dream, you're the strongest. I wonder if this is going to come into play later on. I'm curious about that. And then we learn Lanfear is sending a surprise for Rand. Because I'm sorry, yeah, we're jumping into Lanfear and Moraine's dream now. Sorry, having a conversation. Yeah, she's sending a surprise for Rand.
Why?
Because he's got to embrace who he is.
All right, let's just talk. We can talk about this now.
Sending a surprise for Rand that she specifically tells Moiraine about, and tells Moiraine not to do anything about it because, once again, Moraine's bad now.
I've been listening to some of the stuff Lanfear's been saying lately. Some of it makes a lot of sense.
Lanfear sent Samael? Like, how does Lanfear get Samael to go there?
We're getting way ahead of ourselves.
I know, but I want to know.
I assume she goes, "Hey, Samael, I know where Rand al'Thor is."
Yeah.
She just tells him where he is.
Yeah, ain't that hard.
The Aiel, he's like...
He's got some Aiel with him.
He's got some Aiel with him.
Ken, please, he's with the Dark Elves.
Yeah, there's bad guys everywhere.
Yeah.
I do not get the sense from Samael that he's much of a planner.
Right.
So I think Tom's right. I think Lanfear said, "Hey, he's over there.
Where? Get him!"
He grabbed a couple of Aiel.
Let me at him.
The way there.
She's got her hand on his chest, and he's just like trying to.
Yosemite Sam.
Yes.
Just God darn it.
My biscuits are burning.
Your biscuits are burning. Rand gets a gardening lesson and a lesson in G.A.Toe all at once.
Yeah.
Well, he seems to already know about G.A.Toe.
Do you guys think that he's gonna harvest her squashes in the next episode?
I don't think so.
That was his toe. No.
Yeah, but I don't think that we're gonna be ripe the next day. Maybe.
I think
no, but like I don't know.
He's gonna water them.
The toe's probably invalidated. Like that's it's over and done with now.
But I feel like
he's got even more toe towards her now. He killed her.
I felt bad because in that scene, I was like annoyed at how really obnoxiously cute they were making the little girl.
And she kept saying his full name all the time.
And,
what her ship?
And it's just like it just never occurred to what her chef. I have a note about that. It's just like
a little
eye roll emoji next to it. But now I get it. Now, I get why they did all that.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, this girl's gonna be dead. There's no other reason to feature her this much and make her so sweet and likable.
Maybe.
This is the only time Rand smiles this season is when he talks to this girl.
Well, he smiles again later. He is talking to the girl, kind of.
Oh boy!
Jeez, come on, man.
He was. So Aviendha
showing, that's for sure.
Aviendha seems a little mad at Rand that he would like properly, acted like an Aiel custom.
I thought she also was a little proud of, like a little impressed.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought she looked annoyed.
I think she looked annoyed that she was impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's. I 100% agree with.
She's like enjoying with Tom. That he's like being nice to the little girl. I think she's like, and then she's like, Rand al'Thor.
I thought it was directly that he responded to, how he offended the little girl, like properly, as an Aiel should. And I thought it was like, I don't know. To me, you're right. She's probably annoyed that she was.
Yes, it's both. She was impressed by what he was doing and was annoyed at herself for being impressed.
Yes. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I don't want to I don't like this guy and I don't want to, but he's making me.
Right.
So fuck him.
Fuck him.
Oh, we get another scene of Egwene training in the dream in Teleran Riyadh, and it's a Lanfear trap.
She brought the wheel back.
Yeah, they brought the wheel back.
Wheel of time.
You got that thing. You got to use it.
We might as well
built
use
that wheel. You're using it.
Dust it off.
I paid. You know how many millions of dollars I paid for the show? You put that wheel in it.
Put that wheel back in there.
Watch the whole season. Where's the wheel? How come you guys didn't use the wheel again?
That's 100% what happened after season 1. There's not a doubt in my mind.
I'm most upset that they haven't taken that wheel on tour like they did the Iron Throne with Game of Thrones, and
you
people
could strap yourself to it.
Yes,
Take a picture.
yes. I want to see that wheel in Times Square, and people taking pictures of it.
The wheel of Times Square.
The wheel of Times Square. There you go. Perfect.
What a wasted opportunity.
Season 4, come on, you guys.
It's still out there. I mean, just break out the wheel, man.
I know. Yeah, it's just true.
They could still
I'm saying
capitalize on
to
that.
date.
We'll do it. We'll organize it. Just give us the
organize
wheel.
it.
Just give me a.
Ooh.
Oh.
How about that?
Wordplay.
Yeah. She tells
Doing everything we can not to get to the end of this part of the episode.
I like how Lanfear mixes in some truths and some lies together. Because she's really messing with Egwene there. She's like, I'm going to tell her some true things that are going to really piss her off, and I'm going to throw in some lies that are going to piss her off too, just for, shits and giggles.
Well, I think she gets so mad when Egwene says, like, if he found out what you did, like, she doesn't even get it out because she knows that he's right, like that Egwene's right. And that's where it's like, he knew, fuck you.
Yeah.
But like...
Yeah. She tries to defy Lanfear, and Lanfear's like, I ain't having that. When I first saw this, it took me a while, not a while, but it took me a little bit to make the connection that it was Lanfear who pushed the wise ones out. Like, I thought it was Egwene, and I was like, wow, she's getting really good at this really quick. And then it took me a minute to, like, after that scene was over, to be like, oh, wait a second. That was Lanfear who did it, damn it. Even though they said Lanfear pushed her out of the dream.
Yeah.
Then we get a scene with Rand and Moraine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They talk a little bit about what they saw, but not really talk about what they saw, just that they know more.
Moraine is a wreck.
Yeah, Rand started asking her questions,
There hasn't been a scene where her eyes aren't, like, watering over.
Yeah.
Right. She's not.
It's really bad.
So, in this scene, something happens, and it's really hard to figure out what it is, but it sets up the end of this episode for them pretty well. Like, when Rand kind of drifts off and everything starts shaking.
Yeah.
You hear a voice.
Did you?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I didn't catch that.
I believe you, but I didn't catch that.
It's there. So you go, if you didn't hear it, you can go back and listen.
Was it in the closed captioning?
It says whispers.
Oh, I missed that.
And what is
sorry.
And what does the voice say? The voice says,
whispers.
What did you see in the rings, Moraine? That's what everybody says on this show now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very yeah.
And then you get a little quick reminder at the end that, oh yeah, Lan's here.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't have. I don't think Lan has any dialogue in this episode.
I don't think so either.
He is concerned a few times,
but it's just a weird shot of like Lan just like peering around the corner watching them. It's like, I don't know. Right. I was like, okay. Yeah. Oh, this is a reminder that he's here. For a second, I was like, this might be the only scene he's in, but he's in the at the end. Yeah. It was like
Ray just put in chat the most book accurate lens so far.
Yes.
We forgot to talk about when Egwene's just like, I'm not Aes Sedai. I lied about that too.
Oh yeah.
And they just
it was pretty great.
Just like, oh, okay. It's just a weird random throwaway. Yeah, I'm not even nice to that.
It's like that scene in Last Action Hero when he's like, he killed Mozart, and he's like, Mo who? He's like, I don't know, I kill a lot of guys. Like that's how everyone's. I tell a lot of lies, you know.
I said I can't lie. Yeah, I'm nice to die. I lied about that. I'm not nice to die. I lied about that too.
It harkens back to was it episode 1 where Egwene just shows active contempt for any authority to the point where she briefly becomes the coolest character on the show.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very much the same kind of, I don't want to deal with this shit.
I
lied about that too. Fuck you. Yeah. I got shit to do.
Yeah, I get shit done. That's what should be her tagline. Taking care of business. All right, so we get the Rand and Egwene scene that we've all been waiting for, and all been waiting to talk about. I know Brendan wants to talk about this scene at length. He's got a lot of thoughts about this. She's a Forsaken Rand. It's like, yeah, that puts it all in perspective. Really, that sums it up. I think right about there.
Before this scene starts, I have a note about this. Before this scene starts, Rand is sitting, and this is Yosha Shradowski's doing a great job in a lot of small moments this season, because he is sitting there like a man who knows he's in trouble.
Well, here's the line.
He knows there's no getting out of it.
Right. So I have a note here. I'm going to read you my note. When a woman says, sorry for what exactly? You're in deep shit. That's my note. That's my note.
And
because there's no right answer to that question, and it's not meant to be a question that you can answer.
No.
Yeah, that's my shit got real moment.
I did like when he said, like, you never, like, this has been you since the beginning. Like choosing something else over me, and I was like, no, he throws some truth.
He throws some truth. They both throw truth at each other.
She wanted to be a wisdom that fell through, so she went back with him. So
she doesn't even
was feeling that. I don't think she like even.
She doesn't even deny it.
Right, but I don't think she even like realized. Right, she had been doing that, and he's like, "I'm literally the dragon." Joey giving a thumbs up again. I'm the dragon reborn, and
that's not enough.
That's not enough for you.
Yeah. Right. He's like, and that's good. And it's
like,
true.
I respect you for that. Yeah. Like nothing, like it's not, you're not just like, oh, you're the dragon reborn now. So now I'll like, but I also like,
I think he's also,
there's so much love between them.
Well, it's a history, I think.
Yeah. It's like friendship love. You know what I mean? That's because as soon as she says like, you know what she's doing to you could see how mad he gets. Like that's not okay.
Yeah.
But
I feel like
I think he feels guilty at that point. Like I've been such an idiot. Like I really want to see the next encounter between Rand and Lanfear.
Yes,
and how that's gonna unfold there.
The thing about
sorry,
go ahead.
No, you first.
The thing about what he says about how like this has been you the whole time. That like the second something better comes along. Yeah. The thing is. And this is not how I expected to react to the scene, but it's how I reacted to the scene. He's factually correct, and right now, Rand, that doesn't matter. This is like you fucked up, buddy. You just did, and like there's no getting around it. You fucked up, and you're trying to get out of it. You're trying to get out of it by pointing out things that are true, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
just wear this one.
The worst thing he says is when she's like, wait, don't let me think of it.
I think the worst thing is what he doesn't say.
She says, oh, I can see you're mad already or something, man. And he's like, if that's how you have to think to swallow this or something. When I said something like that to her, like, believe that I'm mad in order to swallow this. I was like, oh, that's so bad.
I think it's worse.
Like,
mad meaning insane.
Right.
Not angry.
Yeah, she goes, has it taken you already? That's her line, right?
That's what you have to believe in order to like swallow. Like you have to think I'm crazy in order to cheat on you.
I think the worst part is when she asks him if he loves her and he just doesn't respond.
Well, yeah, that's
oh well, yeah.
That's enough of a response. I mean,
right?
Yeah, that's.
I think I said this. I think I said this more than a little sarcastically on Discord. We've literally never seen these two as a functional couple. So it wasn't like heartbreaking to see this fall apart, but it was.
It's not heartbreaking for us, but you can kind of you can empathize with the two of them in the moment.
I think it's more like he did this to me. Not even that he cheated on her, but that he could like her. I can't even like explain it because I feel like he's right. She doesn't. It's just like the betrayal of. It's like it's like that more than like that he cheated on her.
Right. I think Egwene's like, look, if you cheated on me, okay. It's a Forsaken.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
How dumb are you? Yeah. Basically, she says that. I think like, how stupid are you? How dumb are you?
And she's been torturing me for months.
Well,
yeah, I mean, that's the end of it, right?
Which he didn't know about.
Yeah. Right, he didn't. But that's what she... Well, if he knew that she was a Forsaken, then maybe I believe Lanfear when she said he knew about this, you know?
Yeah, well, also, like, if she's a Forsaken land, she's going to be torturing people. Like, this is what she does. And she knows that the two of us have a relationship and you're having a relationship with her. You don't think she's gonna go after me?
And he doesn't because he's an idiot and he thinks like she's redeemable. Like the episode starts off with Lanfear like, kill her. Just find this, kill this person by tomorrow. Like Lanfear is a bad person.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the two of them meet again. So that'll be an interesting scene. I'm wondering if we're gonna get a next episode or not until the last episode.
Right, and is he going to find out that she is the one who told Samael where he is, so that all
I don't think. Oh, you think? No? Okay, I guess we could talk about. I mean, if you think Samael's still alive,
yes.
Okay. So, okay.
Yes, he's still alive.
Then yes, that could potentially come out. Anyone want to discuss Samael's big hammer?
I want to discuss Samael's big hammer.
So before you get into it, Brendan, wait, before you get into it,
you want to talk about it? Well, you can't.
You can. I just want to say one thing about it very quickly.
Then why didn't you? Why did you open the floor to the rest of us?
I guess it was more of a segue into the hammer conversation.
Okay. All right.
Maybe it was a rhetorical question.
Clearly.
I was hoping you all would say no.
Because I do.
This was the object that Rafe talked about in our interview, right? He said there's an object that Forsaken wields. I
would imagine so.
Yeah, this was it. I think I put this together.
Wait, and what did he say about it?
He said we asked about the most difficult prop or costume to work with, and Tom said, Rafe, just anything, that you experienced or saw. And he said there's a object that one of the Forsaken uses. And then he says something like, I've said enough. I've said too much, but I've said nothing at the same time. He says that something like that was his response. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, John. This is it. This has to be it, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Brendan, go ahead.
Okay. So a couple of episodes, it was at the end of episode 4. Jen asked me a question, or Jen more specifically asked Trailer Brendan a question. Is the show like what the trailer showed? Now it is. And the hammer put it over there. Because when he comes in swinging that hammer, and I was like, oh, it's a hammer. And then it's glowing, and it's like, and it's clearly like this magic hammer. And I was like, this isn't even like a season finale fight. It's not a boss fight. It's just a fight scene. And they're throwing magic hammers and flaming spears or swords or whatever Avienda had at us. And we're like, all right, well, now the show is convinced. The show is now lived up to the trailer. For me.
We're back to the trailer.
Yes,
that is a pretty cool hammer, I gotta say.
Yeah, that was That was pretty fucking cool. And then Avienda shows up, right? Well, Samael shows up with Aiel, right? Are these the Shido Aiel? Are the Shido dark friends? Brendan, I want to get your thoughts. You think all of the Shido are just evil dark friends, and that's who these were?
Well, I've been referring to the Shido as dark elves from the second they showed up. So yes, I do.
It's a whole clan of dark friends. All right. So they show up with Samael, Egwene, and Rand. Try to fight them off, but are not winning. And then Avienda shows up with, like you said, fire spears, channeling her fire spears. My wife didn't say one word or make a comment that Avienda was channeling. I don't know if that's just because she can't keep track of all the people who can channel. Brendan, I want to get your thoughts on this.
Until Jen's recap, I didn't know that Avienda was channeling. I thought she just had spears that were on fire.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
actually, I thought she had swords that were on fire.
Yeah.
And that because she's not supposed to be using spears anymore, she has now switched to swords.
Oh,
I'm sure someone's very angry at me in chat right now. I don't have my phone in front of me. But I accept now that they were magic fire spears. I just didn't get that.
Okay.
It's so
like
quick.
I said, it was very quick, and as I said to start off the episode, the whole episode is very dark.
It is very dark, and the guy just showed up with a magic hammer, so it wouldn't.
Yeah, I was more focused on the magic hammer.
Yeah, well, I mean, saying it wouldn't be too big of a leap to say that she has magic spears, like fiery magic spears, right? But no, she channeled.
Okay,
Avienda can channel.
Yeah, this is.
Well, I mean, I guess that was. Well, no, because I guess they said not all the wise ones can channel.
Yeah, like Melaine can't channel.
Melanie can't channel.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a cool scene, right? They get out of the building. Well, actually, I feel like Samael actually kind of blasts them out of the building.
Brent's like, get out.
Yeah, they just kind of
they ride the wave. Yeah.
And then he just, I love the shot of him channeling. Like, it's just, he's not even facing it.
But what is he doing?
I think he's doing lightning, because I rewound this.
He puts a shield up behind him first.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then he's channeling something, and lightning bolts come down and just knock the building down.
Yeah, they hit Samael first.
The weaves are like going through his hand.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of playing with it, to be honest with you. I think it's just him
I think he was like sucking something into his hand.
No, I think he might have been actually shooting weaves up in the air to do the lightning, potentially.
Okay, I don't know.
But I think he was just kind of feeling the flows in his hand almost. Okay. Yeah, I just love that shot. It's just him like facing the camera, and then you just see the lightning behind him just strikes Samael.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to bother looking.
Yeah.
Right.
The building. Go ahead.
Yeah,
maybe he should have, but he didn't have to.
Right. So this is Moraine says earlier to him, like, you're the only person I know who knows what it's like to channel as much power as I have with this, the most powerful female sangreal that exists. And like Rand's regular channeling level is at right now is just like, you need the most powerful thing possible, and I can just like no look 3-pointer shots behind my back.
Right.
Like,
yeah. And we find out that little Alcera was in the building. He
handles it well.
Yeah.
I really thought he was going to do it.
Bring her back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
They had me going.
Nope.
It went. I actually think it went on a little too long.
There was like two instances, right, where he tries and then he stops, and then there's a little conversation, and then he tries again.
And then he tries again.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe
the conversation was really more with himself.
Yeah, it was.
It
was a monologue, but yeah, you're right. He did do it twice to her, which I thought was a little odd, but whatever. Egwene basically tells us, and I don't know if this is. Did we hear this before? Like, death can't be healed. Is this the first time we hear that?
I feel like we have. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you've heard that before.
Okay. And And then like Rand's just like, okay, I'm going to have a little conversation with myself and smile and cry and all at the same time, and then tries again. And it takes Moghedien just kind of touching his shoulder to get him to stop. Maybe he is going a bit mad. Maybe his brain was right.
Well, yeah.
This doesn't look great. And you know, he's going through a lot, and there's a lot of stress there, and this is really, really traumatic. And like, I think the show does this right. Like, audience members should not know whether he is going mad or going crazy. You know, for lack of a, like, whether like the circumstances and immense pressure and trauma of his life,
he's stressed out,
are causing him as any human being to like lose control mentally of like his stability, versus, hey, I channel a hell of a lot.
Yeah, magical, you know, corruption of the mind. Yeah, I agree. So there's one thing that bothers me about this scene. One small thing. And Brendan, I'm going to go back to nitpicking. Not one other Aiel in Cold Rock's hold comes out to see what's happening. He fucking took a
that kind of
building.
bugged me too.
He took a building down. Nobody else is in sight. Nobody comes. And
only
there's like
featured players.
Yeah.
Got to
not even like Rourke.
No, nobody. Not even extras. You could have just had extras come and just stand around and be like, try to look and see what's going on. Nobody.
To the point where I really want there to be like, we were attacked and they're all fighting like Samuel's other. I want them to be addressed. Like, Samuel attacked the outside of the camp
to draw people out.
Like, to draw people out and then like try to, I want that to be addressed.
Well, I hope so, because it doesn't make any sense for like a warrior type society to not have anybody react to a building being blown up. Like, I'm sure there's other homes like 20, 30 feet away from them. That was the one thing about the scene I thought was like, this is weird, but whatever.
No, that's absolutely a fair criticism.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, damn it. I wasn't nitpicky enough.
It's okay.
All right.
Get him next time, Joe.
We got 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
I'll find something to nitpick about. That's where we end.
No, it isn't.
No, well, no, I know. We already talked about that, though.
I know.
So we won't go back to that. We won't rehash. All right. So, Tom, whose turn is it to go first before I ask for volunteers?
I think it's Jen's turn to go first.
All right, Jen, give it to us. Your rating on a scale of 1 to 5 is.
I like the episode a lot. A lot of good stuff happened. The first time I watched it, I felt like some of the pacing was a little jarring. Like, things were happening really quick, like going from like Pen Fane and then to this and then to that. It was like quick. So that's the only thing that when I watched it again, it was a little less so. But the first time I was a little bit like, it was like a little hard for me to follow what was going on at some places. You know what, Jen, you're right. We didn't talk about this, but some of the cuts were kind of, I don't know. I felt like a little jarring in the sense of like, you would sit with one group for like a very short period of time and then just cut away. Yeah. Like, it kind of just started after the cold open. Like, and even like the beginning, like the first 2 rivers scene, I kind of felt I was like, this feels like the end of the end of like the last episode. It was weird. I don't know. Yeah. So I did like it though, but I'm going to give it a 4. Okay. Who's next, Tom? It doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters.
Oh, I'm going to give it. I was going to say, I'll go. You're right, Jen. That was one thing I noticed about it. Like the editing was kind of a little weird. It seemed like they didn't want to stay with any group for too long and would cut away from them. When I thought you could kind of just put these 2 scenes together. It doesn't really matter. It was dark too. Another dark episode, which I've been playing with the settings on my TV, brightening it up, and it was still dark. So I did really like the episode though. Like I liked all of the stuff that happened in it. And the Two Rivers stuff was a little okay. So I'm gonna give it a 4.25.
Yeah, like I said, I think I said at the beginning of the episode, I really like this episode. I feel similar to the way Brendan said last episode was. That's how I feel about this. I feel like this is like what this show is, the ultimate level. There were a couple of things that I felt were a little bit off. And I think that you're both right in your noting of like the very quick edits. I think the part to me the storyline that loses the most from the jumps is the IO waste. It's a very odd timeline with people going to sleep and waking up and going back to bed, and how long is this night, or is this multiple nights or whatever. I'm also gonna give it a 4.25, which is like you guys said, like that is like a bad score. That's like a really very good score, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Yeah. It would have been more if the Two Rivers storyline was a little better, a little punched up a bit. I would have given it a higher rating.
I will say this. I almost gave it an extra quarter of a star for the conversation we had on Discord earlier today, where Jen did not realize that The Hills of Tanchico was about boobs.
So I took me a second into the song to realize it.
Well, yeah, you don't notice like when he's there's nothing about the boy who's 20 or whatever.
No, but then my wife asked, she's like, why are all these people grabbing their boobs? So is this like a custom in the city? I said, no, that's what the song is about.
Those are what the hills are.
That's what the hills are. It was after the first time she sang it. That, So I
think it's when she gives the shimmy. I think that got me.
Yeah,
it wasn't like immediate.
And I wasn't paying attention to the words very closely in the very beginning. But yeah. So that song, just like to call out that was written by what's his name, Nikhil. He's that Wheel of Time fan who's also a composer, and he got to work on the show. He wrote the song, and I think Remy Park, the writer of the episode, wrote the lyrics.
Yeah.
So bravo to the both of you. Great song.
Brendan. Sorry, Brendan.
Go ahead, Brendan.
I went off before you could give your rating.
That's fine. This is the most inconsistent episode of the season so far. I think I agree completely with the three of you that there were a lot of cuts, and a lot of them were sort of somewhat jarring. They didn't spend I don't think this was a frequent complaint in season 1 and season 2. I don't think they necessarily used the time great. Like I said, I found most of the stuff in the Two Rivers to be excruciating to watch. I'm giving it a 3.5, but it's like a 3.5 in the aggregate. Like the Tanchico stuff with our heroes was great.
Tom,
and my personal hero, Tom Maryland, and the IO Wave stuff, while not necessarily fun to watch, was very well done. But the Two River stuff and a lot of the Moghedien and Liandrin stuff fell really, really flat for me.
Oh, okay.
So like it's a sort of classic Wheel of Time episode that's less than the sum of its parts.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah. No, 3.5 is a good episode. It's just it didn't hit it on all cylinders. It makes sense.
Right.
I thought it was a lot of. I had fun, like you said, except I had fun with the Tanchico stuff a lot. Sorry.
Right.
Yes. Put it that way. All right. Brendan.
That does it for me.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Have a good night.
Talk to you soon.
And we're back with spoilers. It's time to talk spoilers. Jen and Tom, I think there's a few things in here that we definitely want to hit upon. I'll let you guys, if there's anything in the beginning that you can think of that you want to talk about. I know there was a mention of, I think one of you brought it back with Liandrin and Tom, or how Tom knows Liandrin.
Yeah. Well, she probably gentled his nephew.
Do you think that's it, though, specifically?
Yeah. Why, you think there's something else?
No, I don't know. It just, he never says why.
He doesn't, but I just assumed.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like that's part of the pogrom that they had, right? To just kill male channelers illegally, and Liandrin's been doing that nonstop.
Should Elaine have also recognized him if he recognizes her?
Well, she could have been very little. Like, remember, even in the book, she doesn't recognize him right away. It takes a while for her to realize.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, she was like a kid when he left.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I think someone mentioned this in chat. And I apologize, I don't remember who said it, but like, if the last time he saw her was like she was 4 or 5, and he's like, "Oh, it's her." Like, that's good on him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, like strangers recognize her, so it could just be like he knows who she is.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple of things. I'll mention to you what I heard the whisper say. Now I heard it say Iliana.
Yeah, I saw
Really?
I saw Honest, I think, posted or somebody posted the Camille's tweet with the clip in there. I totally did not see that, and I will go back and check that out because that's pretty cool. Totally missed that.
Right. And I'm going to say something else now I definitely wanted to wait till Brendan was gone for this. I'm very, very nervous. But Tom is wearing the hat that I think that Matt is going to be wearing as the show progresses. Yeah. And I'm really worried that Tom is going to be in this season and that's it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they kill off Tom.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the same thing with the hat. Does he give him, is it like an Indiana Jones thing? He gives him the hat. But that guy dies.
The guy has the same hat.
Too, right? No, he's got a lesser version of Tom's hat.
It's not as cool or big. Jen, size matters.
I mean, hopefully it's just something where it's like he bets him and wins it. But yeah, that made me nervous, and I think that there was no dice rolling that I could hear, and I went back the second time I watched it to listen to see if it was in the background, but I'm pretty sure like everything that happens to Matt in that town square, talking to the guy, listening and finding Tom, figuring out a way to get out of the situation with Elaine, like through Tom or whatever.
Tom does that.
That's all Matt's. Yeah, but I think this is all Matt's luck. This whole middle segment is Matt's luck.
Yeah, I mean, it's luck to veer.
And Rafe had said, like, this is the episode where you're going to see it.
Yeah.
Right? So I think this is it. It's just like shit goes his way.
Yeah. I think I think that's the whole finding the bracelet so quickly and easily within the matter of 10 minutes from asking about it. But then it gets taken, once it gets away from him and to Nynaeve and Elaine, it immediately gets taken away. All right. Let's talk about this because I don't think anybody here likes this. Faile's mother is a dark friend.
Yeah.
This is a season 1 thing. I feel like that, like, why do you have to do this? Why does everybody have to have these big tragic pasts? Always like changing it to that. Do we really need that?
And what is her father now? Like, if his wife's a dark friend, I guess he's not even going to be in it.
Hopefully a widow.
Yeah, we don't.
But yes, I think more than anything else, like the Bashirs are not in the story. Like,
so Saldans are not coming, is what you're trying to tell me.
That's the real question we need to answer.
I don't think they're coming.
The future looks cloudy, but yeah. I mean,
this was part of the reason why I didn't like this story. This whole section was because of this. I was like, really? Literally, when she said that, I was like, really? Come on! Like, can we? Does she need a wild backstory to make her an interesting character? Like you said, Jen. Like, she's perfect already, or I don't know.
Yeah, she's like too perfect.
Yeah,
they went so far on the other side of making her unlikable that she's like too likable. I like her a lot, like everything she does, but now I'm starting to be like, is she like the, like he said, the manic pixie dream
Can
girl?
she start bossing him around just a little bit, right?
Can she do like have like one negative comment or do one bad? She's like the coolest fighter, like didn't have a scratch on her after the fight. Like everything he says, she's like absolutely 100% cool with it. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully in this next episode, and if you saw, did either of you see like the next time on Wheel of Time?
I did.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like, hopefully that's going to show a little bit of him, like, I'm not trying to be the leader here. And she's like, you're the leader. And like, if she could start to at least be like pushing him to do something he doesn't want to do, that could at least mildly be something that Perrin has a problem with.
Yeah. I mean, once they're in a relationship, yeah, they could get a little bit more into their dynamic from the books. As much as people are like, well, that's a terrible dynamic. Yeah, but that's the dynamic. Like,
right.
Like people have relationships like that.
Yeah, and it's not like she's pushing him to be what he, like, what people need him to be. It's not like she's not Lady Macbeth and trying to seize power. It's like, no, these people are looking to you as their leader. You have to act like what that is.
In the book, she's kind of a little Lady Macbeth.
She is a little bit like, no, you should be in charge of Manetheren. Don't give that to Andor.
Yeah,
you know. But it is a little bit more of like, you know. I mean, there's still hope for Davin Bashir. She particularly does not mention what her parents are generals of, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I had that question. Are they like...
I think there's no way that they can not have Faile be like royalty. Like, that's... Perrin needs to have more things to worry about.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to change that. I thought it was interesting how they were both generals, and I was like, well, how does that work? Like, are they generals of two different armies? Do they co-general the army? Like, what's...
Yeah, I guess, yeah. There's I mean, it's the Borderlands. There probably are multiple armies.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like that. I didn't see the need for that.
No,
and clearly Brendan didn't like it either, and he doesn't even know that it was changed from the books.
Yeah. I understand why they did it. I don't think that it was necessary.
No, they could have did it a different way. I mean,
and again, like to Jen's point, like they could have had her been like, hey, they wanted, like, I wanted to be a soldier like my parents, or I wanted to fight, and they wanted me to marry someone, so I left. Like, yeah. That's like that's, you know, you're independent and cool, but you're also like, maybe you're a little irresponsible. And I give you something that's
immature,
you know, yeah, immature, selfish, something that you're like, something.
Yeah, give us a character flaw. Like, let's get a nice flaw in her instead of already being like, oh, that sucks. Right. We've had enough of that, I think. So Alcera, right there. This is the scene in Tyr that we get in the books.
They're like, that wasn't sad enough. Let's make you really care about this person.
Yeah, but at least they didn't like make him actually get her like standing up or anything like in the books. I was worried.
She convulsed a little bit, and it was a little obscured by all the weaves.
No, but I thought it was like him trying to like pump weaves into her that was making her like almost like he was trying to restart her heart.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
yeah.
Well, you see that the second time he channels at her, she does convulse. It's just hard to see because of all the weaves in front of her.
No, but doesn't, like in the book, doesn't she like stand up?
Yeah.
Like,
he stands her up and he starts pumping her lungs and the heart, and like the blood's just pouring out of the holes in her. It's awful.
Yeah, they should have did some of that.
They can't. You can't do that on television. Like, you can't.
What? You can't do that on television?
Can't do that on television.
right.
Green slimes come and
I don't know.
Yeah, this is a great scene, obviously, in the books, and I thought they did a really good job here.
Yeah.
Yosha was really good with his little monologue there, where he's just kind of laughing and saying, "I bring destruction and creation."
Yeah, this was like the closest I came to crying watching this show was during this scene.
So is this Rand's descent into madness beginning? Is this what we're getting here? Now that I know there was a voice.
Yeah, I think there's definitely like it's beginning, and I feel like, you know, I don't know. I was wondering, we talked about this before the season started, like how much the show would go into, like the books do a good job of like, is he mad or is it just because he's the Dragon Reborn and he's like...
Did we lose Tom?
He froze.
And there's been so much like madness. It's madness. He's going mad and he's mad that like no one's going to be like, oh, this is not madness. Like, yeah, he's crazy now.
Yeah. We don't get that though, that he doesn't know things in the show like he does in the books, right?
He does just do all that shit to Samael without, but everybody does. That's the thing. Everybody in the show just channels and can do everything without being trained.
It's not a singular characteristic of his, nor does it happen in any other ways of like, he knows what the Force, like,
he's got to do stuff like when he starts to travel and
or like knowing that is Samael just because of his memories.
Right.
Lews Therin memories, right? Like we don't get that. We don't get him remembering things from like the Age of Legend from Lews Therin's memory at all.
So maybe that'll happen later, you know?
Yeah. I mean, except in the first season, right? At the end of the first season, we get that.
Where, he remembers.
That's it. It's the only time.
And well, also when he sees Dragonmount, he's like, oh, it's like I've been here before.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. Yeah, you're right. So in the first season, they did it twice, but I don't remember anything else after that. Yeah, I mean, they could be just waiting to get into that. Maybe they'll bring both of them in together, the voices, and that will start at the same time. Like you said, Tom, to kind of blur the lines of what's actually happening.
Right.
It's going to be difficult to do in the show, though, I think, but we'll see.
Yeah, you're going to have to figure out how they're going to work it, right? But,
yeah.
All right. That's it. And that's all the notes I had. Was that?
Yeah, that's all I had too. Jen, anything else?
I don't think so. Said everything.
Trying to think anything else with the Forsaken, but I don't think so. No. Yeah. All right. Panork's Palace. They mentioned the Panork's Palace.
Oh yeah. We're going.
We're going to the Panork's Palace, everyone.
Joe, there's still a chance. There's still a chance for a redstone doorway.
Definitely a chance.
Entrance.
So is that all right? So we know something we know a general thing that's going to happen some point in the season. Right. When we interviewed Kai Alexander.
Yeah.
I haven't released it yet. I haven't edited it yet to post it, but she says something there it's spoilery, but it's not a spoiler, right? It's just like a very general thing that happens.
Right.
So that could potentially be related.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so we'll see.
And I'm not going to say it here, everybody. You'll have to watch the interview when I post it. All right. Do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. I want to remind everyone to follow us on social media. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. Join us also in Discord to continue the conversation there. We also post our episodes on YouTube, so be sure to go to our YouTube page to like and subscribe, because we also post other ththings there, like interviews with the cast and song parodies and other good things like that. I wanted to, also rate and review us wherever you listen to podcasts, and check out our merchandise and Patreon pages to support us that way. Links to all the aforementioned information are included in the show notes to this episode. Final thoughts, Jen, Tom?
2 more episodes to go. That's it.
Yep. Very excited. Very excited.
Episode 7's Golden Eyes is coming up, everyone.
Yep.
I saw something in that teaser that made me very, very happy, and we'll talk about it next week.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone, for listening, and you'll hear us next time.